Michael?
Kedrick, can you talk about this trip to Bali that you took in the off season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the trip was life changing. I mean, is there anything that you want to know about it, like in specific, or you want to just talk about the whole thing?
Just talk about the whole thing.
Well, I mean, like going to Bali, like within itself was just like one of those things where it's like you get to go to another country. First time out of the country, by the way. You get to go to like another place. You don't have to worry about anything because you're outside of your element. Like it's just you over there. Like you don't have anything else to worry about like from back here. You know what I mean? So that was a big thing, getting away. I don't know, man. Trip was just like life changing. Like you had to been there like for me to like really explain it to you.
Yeah. What was life changing about it?
Well, like for me, it was like seeing things that other people go through. Like they're so culturally advanced over us, and like little things that like we have to worry about. Like we miss a meeting or we're late to something. Like that'll stress us out. Like looking at them, it's like dang, like bro, like that stuff really don't matter. Like it's bigger things in life than this stuff like there. So like don't beat yourself up over something like this. Like you own it, you fix it.
Yeah. And what was your favorite part?
It was it's this lady. I wish I could pronounce her name. I can't, but she's a part of this program called PKP, and she was telling us her story, which she was telling us how like her father put her up for prostitution at a young age, how she been like sexually assaulted, and at the end of everything that she said everything happens for a good reason. And I was like, dang, like this lady is strong.
Wow. That's powerful.
Michael?
Kedrick, football-wise, this offense is a lot different than what you guys ran last year.
Mm-hmm.
From a running back perspective, what are the biggest adjustments and changes and challenges that you're facing?
Well, you also got to think that like I came from an offense before the one from last year. I came from an offense that was kind of similar, as far as like it being a tempo, going off of signals, things like that. But I think the biggest thing is being able to get the signal, then translate it to figuring out what you have to do, and then being able to do that at a high level while you're fatigued. I feel like that's probably the most challenging thing for everyone as a whole.
Justin?
So Luke, how's it been so far being here?
It's been great, honestly. I've only been here for like 3 months, but I think that everyone here has been like super inviting and like welcoming to me. I think that like with me playing here last year against this team, I was like a little hesitant at first. Maybe guys like hold some grudges or like something like that, but no, like everyone was like super inviting to me, really like welcome me in, and I've honestly like loved to hear so far like the culture that we're building. Coach Bobby and Coach Deggy also, like they both like told me how much they like really like believe in me as a person, and that's like really helped me out like on my own so much. So it's been great.
Hey, what do you remember about the game that you had against Arizona and why you played so well?
Yeah, I don't really know, honestly. I've always been one that's really just like enjoyed like the bright lights and like the big stage, and I feel like those are the moments that I always have like worked so hard for ever since I was younger. So whenever I get to play these like bigger teams and stuff like that, I feel like that's something that I've always dreamed of. So I was just able to go out there and just like honestly just be free and just be myself. So
Michael?
You weren't here for all of Coach Davey, but one of the things he said was he challenged the receiver room, like in the first meeting that he held, to live up to a certain standard, basically saying like the receivers have to play at a certain level for the offense to work. What did you kind of take from that message, and how have you and your fellow receivers tried to execute that on the field?
yeah, for sure. Like he definitely like lets us know like pretty much daily like about like the expectations, not only us but like the running backs, like the quarterbacks, the O-line, the tight ends, like everybody, just like the whole offense as a whole. But I think that we're trying to like embrace that challenge and really like live up to his expectations, but at the same time just go out there and just play football and have fun at the end of the day, because that's when you're free and that's when you could play at your best, which is the standard that coach wants.
Justin?
So, Kedrick, take us through last year, because you came in, I think, and then Ja'Cory, he's dealing with his whole situation, and then guys get banged up, so you were kind of thrusted into a leadership role. What was that experience like for you, and what did you learn from last year?
Well, one of the things that like Coach Brendan said to me, as soon as like anything happened, he was like, "You in the right place at the right time. Go out there and go do what you do." And for me, it wasn't really like I had to put so much pressure on myself. I still had Kwali in the room, who was able to help me like transition into that leadership role. So it wasn't really a big jump as far as like I had to put so much pressure on myself. Like, now you got to lead everything. Like, that wasn't what it was. It was the guys in the room understood what was going on. They helped me out.
And then what do you make of Ja'Cory's offseason with the East-West Shrine Bowl and what he did at Big 12 Pro Day and how he's improving his stock?
Man, I knew it. I knew Bill was like that though. Like, I remember we was doing like workout one time. Bill, freaky athletic, by the way. We was doing a workout one time, right? Like 500 pounds on the bar. I'm like, okay, yeah, finna go do this. I knock it out. I struggle a little bit. Bill get under the bar. He just go down and pop right back up like it was nothing. I was like, bro, I gotta get stronger. Like, I ain't like that.
Michael?
For both of you guys, the first thing that Coach Davey said about the offense is that everyone has to come together as a unit, as a group. There's a lot of new faces in the receiver room. There's a lot of new faces in the running back room. What are some of the things that you guys do to kind of come together, whether on the field, off the field?
Well, one of the things that we do to come together is like we put ourselves in hard situations, and like you said, Coach Daggy was right. We have to we got to work together like robots. Like, you ever seen Power Rangers or something like that?
Sure.
Like, how they all separate, like controlling a separate body part. Same thing with a team. We all controlling this one thing to make it look super fluent. Like.
Yeah, and like same thing like what Ked just said. I think that also like being able to hang out outside of football and just get to know people on like a person to person basis is like something that's like really crucial for like bonding and stuff like that. Because like we could be here all day in the facility, talk about football, like lifting, working out, like going over concepts, plays, all of this, but like if you don't know someone like outside of football, then you don't really like know them. So like getting to hang out with the guys like on the weekends, like after football, going to get food, like it's like the little stuff like that like really matters too.
Justin?
So, Kedrick, you've been teammates with him for a year, Luke, just a few months, but what's it been like being in the same huddle as Noah Fafita?
I mean, like you say, like Noah just a leader, man. Like, you can talk to him about anything, and he not one of those people that's like, if he mess up, like he'll own it. So if like you want to correct him on something, he won't be like, nah, bro, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, he'll be like, okay, yeah, I got you. I'm gonna work on that. You know what I mean? So, I think Noah does a great job of being him. Like, great guy, man, great guy.
Yeah, no, I think that being with Noah for like this like short time that I've been here has been great. One of the things that like was like talked to me a lot about like on my visit here was about like being a pro on and off the field, and they were talking to me about how Noah really like leads by example with that, and I've been able to see it like firsthand, like watching film, doing those like extra hours, like coming here like when the lights are off, like just like meeting, like going over stuff, and yeah, and like my first like impression of him, like I mean I've seen him play like so many times on TV and stuff like that, so really being able to like be in the huddle with him now is like awesome.
We have time for one more. Michael?
Coach Davey said about you, Luke, that you're tough and maybe even willing to get in a scrap out there. Is that just kind of how you, is that how you are? Is that how you kind of portray yourself out there in the football field?
Yeah, for sure. I think that one thing that I've had to battle like my whole life is like being like overlooked. I'm not the tallest. Like I'm not from like a state where like football is really big, and that's something that like really like weighs heavy on my heart and like really like means a lot to me. So like being able to like find other ways to like separate myself is something that I've always like really like strive to do. So yeah, like being tough, and I've always been taught that from a young age. My dad taught me that ever since, honestly, like I can't remember, and he had to like go like away from our family to like go make money at times and stuff like that. So really like seeing like toughness and like leadership from that has really taught me a lot.